This game is over 20 years old and it still produces the best superspeedway racing you can find in NASCAR gaming to this day. Hello everybody and welcome to 29 laps of Talladega Next Gen Racing here on NR 2003 as Chase Elliott and Christopher Bell lead the field down into turn 1 as a green flag waves. This is going to be an exciting race now, as after all these years from NASCAR Thunder 2004 all the way through to, unfortunately, NASCAR 21 Ignition, you can't really get better super speedway racing than this. Now, you will see the intensity just higher in NR 2003 super speedways than anything else, and it kind of feels more natural, as well as it just feels right, and that's kind of the big thing as well. You'll see the AI, they can have the potential to wipe out the entire pack with a mistake and cause their own wrecks, where, you know, in modern NASCAR games specifically, it's kind of on the player. If the AI are likely not going to crash on their own without a scripted tire failure or anything, but you certainly are kind of the one that the game almost relies on nowadays to cause some chaos at these super speedways as well. But another thing that you see is in NR 2003, as you'll see throughout this race, as we're slowly working our way forward here on lap 3 of 29, you're going to see the momentum and just the direction and just style of the super speedway racing change throughout a race. And you'll see some times it goes 3 wide by 3 by 3 by 3. You'll get a bit of 4 wide racing. Then it'll go down to 2 by 2, and you'll even see some single file breakaways a little bit. And then it all kind of comes back together and it gets a little bit wild again. It's always changing, just like what we used to get in real life. Of course, we don't kind of really get that anymore. And honestly, the real life abysmal super speedway racing is what kind of inspired this idea to check this out. And look at this right now, 3 by 3 by 3, even a bit of 4 wide up there in front of us and towards the top 10 with 25 laps to go. Kept this short enough to where we didn't have to make a green flag pit stop, because I just wanted to be in this pack and race hard for 29 laps here, as we're behind the Trackhouse WeatherTech Camaro of Shane Van Gisbergen in that number 88 down this back straightaway. Chastain's 4 wide right there briefly with Blaney, Allgaier, and John Hunter Nemechek, it looks like, in a bit of contact all the way up there in front of us. It was the 21 and the 9 of Barry and Elliott, actually, who very briefly came together as we continue to work our way forward now. And I know you're thinking maybe is that NASCAR 14, NASCAR 15, that kind of era maybe had the best super speedway racing, and the super speedway racing in those games were pretty good, but it kind of felt like it was just, you know, maximum insanity the entire time. It was always just packed 3 by 3 by 3 by 3, just like an entire race, which it made for some intense moments, but it wasn't necessarily the most accurate. And it's hard to get super speedway racing accurate in NASCAR games, just with the way the AI are, but I feel like you get the best result right here in NR 2003. Look at this, 4 wide. We're engaged with the 4 wide battle with the 23 as well as the 34 and the 11 of Hamlin. Elio Castroneva is actually following us through in his Wendy's Camaro 91 for Project 91 at Trackhouse just behind, as we are now already approaching the final 20 laps of this race. Jimmy Johnson right there in front of us, he would get down, start moving his way forward as we have run down Ty Dillon for Colleague Racing. Castroneva again showing the nose, actually leave the door open right there, kind of wanting to test out the middle lane as SVG forced his nose up the inside of the 2 of Cindric. So SVG leads the middle lane as we exit turn 2. You see a bit of a single file train breakaway there, about what, 5-6 cars at least, as we're going to be still second in the middle. But hold on, here comes the 0-1 of Corey LaJoie saying, hey, I'm going to force this 4 wide into turn 3. Eric Jones and SVG in the middle. Cindric all the way up at the outside wall. SVG backs out, gets back in line. I mean, you see the intensity, you see how exciting this can be with the AI shuffling around and the 4 wide moves, and one wrong move from you, one wrong move from the AI, and your race can be over. And I think that's the really fun part of NASCAR Racing 2003 Super Speedway Racing, is is it's pretty well the only game outside of maybe the NASCAR Heat Series where on the regular, the AI have the ability to, of course, change your entire race. In NASCAR Heat 5, it's a small variable because, of course, you have AI tire failures and engine failures that could get you taken out. But the damage system, of course, in that game is unbelievably forgiving, of course, as it is more of an arcade game. Meanwhile, here in NR 2003, if an AI spins out, gets you collected in anything, speaking of that, Elio Castroneves had to check out of it on my outside there as I jump down to the inside, get back in line with the 9, but I mean, AI has an issue here, collects you in some chaos. I mean, your entire race can be over just because of the amount of damage you can take to your cars. So not easy, this type of racing, of course, in real life, and I feel like as well in this game, this is the closest as you can get to, of course, finding that difficulty of super speedway racing and, you know, the just true potential for your race to be ended by, you know, someone else very, very easily. Now, we've been lucky as we're halfway through this race and we have not had any AI crashes. I did a practice race before this just to kind of get an idea of what to expect. And actually we had about a 10-car crash on lap 5, so we have certainly changed the narrative here as this pack up towards the front has really calmed down. I mean, you've got some single file action here as I'm still behind the 88 of SVG. Joey Logano to my inside. I'm going to try and cover him off. Actually got tight into turn 3. That leaves the door open for the 22, and now we would get passed by Logano, and you can see trying to suck up to the back of the Junior Motorsports 40 of Justin Allgaier, the 21, as well up there in the mix as we cross the stripe. 13 or 14 laps ago, but a contact there with the 4 of Gregson. Wasn't aware that he was getting forced 3 wide by the 54 of Ty Gibbs. So you see there a move by Gibbs, of course, puts me in a bit of an awkward spot, and we continue on this outside lane, ready for an opportunity to jump down. I could have maybe done it right there on the 9 of Chase Elliott, but thought a little bit better of it here as we come to the final 13 laps of racing of 29 from Talladega Superspeedway. Here's the opportunity. We'll get down behind our Hendrick Motorsports teammate as we try to take Kyle Larson in this HendrickCars.com number 5 to victory lane here now as down this back stretch going across the nose of the 34 there. That's Todd Gilliland who's right on our back bumper. They're 3 wide very briefly in front of us now, but mainly 2x2, a very calm pack as we exit turn 4. The car goes silent. The engine's gone. The engine's gone out of our number 5. It's going to be a complete random engine failure. The first time I've had this actually happen in NR 2003 ever. Just a complete random failure. And that's it. Our race would come to an end. And yeah, I mean, nothing we can do about it. Our race is over. And we will now have to watch the rest from the grandstands. And here was William Byron leading the way with the restart under 10 laps to go. And you're seeing the pack of cars on this restart, just 2x2, of course, to be expected in the opening lap or so of a restart now. And you'll, of course, see things start to materialize as we continue on, as you look down deep in this field. A bit of 3 wide there. Right at the tail end. Chastain as well, not running so hot. And immediately here as we come to lap 25, start to see some 3 wide action. Logano up there in the mix. Elliott as well. Buescher all pressuring that Exalta Chevrolet number 24 of William Byron. Elliott forces it 3 wide. Into turn 3, he's got help from the 21 of Barry. Logano's going to have that 48 suck up to him, and then just behind he's got his own teammate of Bellini. Then Carson Hocevar 4 wide here as we hit 3 laps to go, and you got all the monster cars in one little shot right there. Herbst, Gibbs, Reddick as well as they get sorted out. A lot of 4 wide we've seen that can easily lead to chaos and a big crash, and surprisingly with all the 4 wide we've seen, it has not yet led to an incident as Christopher Bell was up into the mix as well. But you can see 2x2x2 and then 3x3x3 further on back as the white flag would come out, and you can see the just utter chaos now forming behind the leaders now. 4th on back, it's a wasp nest as I wish I could be a part of this as Gregson into the outside wall. Does he avoid chaos? Yes, he does. They get sorted out. They stay in the throttle. They continue on as Elliott's going to pull out a line to make a move on the 20 of Christopher Bell for 2nd position, trying to put himself in position to fight for this race victory now into turn 3. 3x3 right there for 3 rows as Elliott could not make the move. Bowman's got no help. He's fading quickly. Chastain up to 4th. Byron leads over Bell. Byron's been in command since this restart. And as we come through this tri-oval, Byron's going to hang on and win in Talladega. And what a race that was. I wish we could have been in the mix there at the end. Just such a fun experience to do Superspeedway racing in NASCAR Racing 2003. And I hope we can do some more soon. That's going to do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Have a great day.